Hello my little demons, today I will be giving you an honest review on the Arrtx 60B acrylic marker set. But first, let's open this brand new box. These markers are so well organized thanks to the storage case. It's so satisfying to look at now, and they give you stickers with numbers to put on the bottom of the pens. It's just so cute. I feel so organized with them. Now that all of the markers are numbered, I'm going to color swatch them. So this process is satisfying, but also very useful. Thanks to this, I am now able to see every marker's true colors in some sense, because you know, sometimes you buy a pen and it says it's like an electric blue, but then when you put it down it's dull and just lacks vibrancy. So since I'm used to that, I always color swatch my markers just to make sure that the color looks similar to the plastic of the pen, or either just know how it reacts to the paper, because obviously depending on which paper you're using, the marker is not always going to react the same. After swatching, I always like to select a few of my favorite colors and draw like little hearts on them. As you can tell, the yellow that looked like an orangey sunflower color, this vibrant pink, the pastel purple, the light green, and the vibrant turquoise. I have no idea how to say that in English. The mix of blue and green. It's so vibrant, it's just flashy. I love it. It is my top one on this set, really. Now, I'd like to add that this color palette included in this set is amazing and is my favorite. Is even better than the other box I had before with a 60 set. The colors are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but this one just hits differently because of the skin tones. Like, I usually draw characters and I'm always using the same little beige pink tone, but here I have so many other skin tones that I can use, and I just feel so good to have them. The color palette is adapted to my style. But yeah, I know, I usually only draw characters, but I don't know why this time I just wanted to draw a cupcake for some reasons. I don't think I've drawn a cupcake for years, honestly, but you know, just wanted to test it out with all of the colors. I just wanted to use the most of the color palette I could use, so I did a cupcake. A colourful cupcake. For starters though, I did speed up the video of the sketching because I didn't think that process was that important, so I just sped it up, and I put the marker process video back to real time but just with cuts, because if not, I spent 30 minutes on that cupcake. I just liked layering and putting more and more layers of colours on top of each other's. Coats and coats of markers were put on this paper for some reason, and the thing is, it doesn't even give a thick layer on top of it. You even forget how many layers you put on them. It's when I was watching the video that I've realized that whatever I was adding on it, I was adding so much color on top of each other, and it doesn't show. The ink is still smooth and it looks like I did everything on one spot on the paper. It doesn't have this grainy feeling when you touch it, and it doesn't look 3D. It doesn't look like I've layered all of it. It looks like digital art. I spent like 20 layers on it and you don't know. That's how it feels to me. Anyways, here is what I think about these markers so far. My teenage self would love these markers so much. God, if I had that when I was a teenage, I would have used that every day. It is so easy to use. And just let's talk about the marker itself, because the tip just allows variable lines. You just need to, you know, press harder or just tilt it, and the line can go thin then large, but it feels like a brush, a painting brush, but with infinite ink in it. And you do not need all of the paint on the side to be able to paint. It's a magical brush. Like, you're gonna tell me that's ridiculous, that's just like a marker, but it doesn't feel like it, because it feels like you have paint going out of it and not ink. I don't know if you see what I mean, but you do not need to shake it or press hard for the ink to go out. It's not messy, it's easier, I don't know, and it's better than paint. Since it's not as messy, you don't need to have a glass of water next to you, you do not need to carry all of the stuff with you all the time. It's just one big box and you go everywhere with it. And everything is classed with numbers, so you can always find your missing marker. If you're missing a marker, you know, that's shade 50. I like it. The ink itself is very quick to dry, and that's why it can be layered. But the process can be a bit tricky depending on the colors you're using. If the color beneath is like the shade is darker and you're trying to put a lighter shade above it, it's gonna look a bit messy at first. You have to do several layers of the lighter shade on top of the darker shade. So that's the only thing I would say is a bit tricky. There is that kind of mixture, even though you're not mixing anything, since the ink dries fast. If I am adding the sparkles of purple and green above the pink, I'm not gonna get some pink onto my purple brush. It's not gonna put that because it's already dried up. It dried up so fast. So I don't know, it's a very versatile and it has excellent coverage. It's just that you need to learn how to use it. Even though it's easy to use, it can be a bit tricky when you're trying to do a lighter shade on a darker shade. That's all I'm saying. Since I am so bad at decision making regarding colors, it is so magical to be able to layer like this and change the colors. Like, at first for my cupcake I decided, yeah, I wanted to do a pastel pink, and then I was like, no, the pastel pink is just not my vibe, so I put a darker color above it, and you can't even tell I changed the color twice. So that's what I really like. I didn't have to start the drawing again. I can just add on and add on it. And apparently these markers can even be used on wood and fabric, so on multiple surfaces. I need to see how it works. Now, I am so grateful for this collaboration with Arrtx on this set. I really wanted to thank them because the set is lovely. I had so much fun drawing this cupping using them, and I'm just so excited because now I want to draw proper characters with them, but in like taking the time and taking an hour and a half at least on making a beautiful character using this set. Anyways, this set is beautiful. The quality of the markers for the price is very good, and I really recommend them if anyone wishes to test acrylic markers. I always tell people just get the Arrtx one because for the price they're brilliant. I can't wait to use them on the character in the future, and honestly I will actively keep using them in the future. It's a must-have for digital artists, I feel, because I mostly do digital and I have difficulties going back to traditional, but with that type of marker I feel so much less pressure going back to traditional because you have this way of being able to do the layers. I'm obsessed with layers in digital art, so the fact that you can still have this feeling of layer in traditional with markers is just amazing, and I think it's a must-have for digital artists if they want to start sketching on paper again. Thanks again for watching, and I wish you little demons an amazing creative day, and see you soon.